And now we're going to talk about CCTV, which is closed circuit TV. And this is for all you people who play computer games. This is the part you're going to love because it deals with a little robot and all of that kind of good stuff. Joel, I'm going to start with you. What is that thing on wheels that we see in front of us?
The thing on wheels in front of us is a robot camera, and it's what we use to visually inspect the condition of the sewer pipe after it's been hydro-cleaned.
Before we put it down into anything to look at anything, can you make that little puppy move around so people can see what it does here?
We use
a joystick, just like you would for a game, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a wireless joystick controller. You can move the camera angle up and down, and we can switch it over. And then once you get to a tap, you can send the lateral camera in.
All right, so basically you have to move that head to the right or left. Can you do that? Swivel it? Because that white thing with little light bars on it, or little lights, is what is the camera, right?
That's the actual camera. Those are LEDs around the actual camera lens.
Okay. Nathan,
Yes.
How much does something like that cost?
That camera is anywhere from $50,000 to $75,000,
Holy
depending
cow.
on how it's equipped. We're one of the few cities in the valley that has a lateral service launching camera that can go up the service line from the main.
All right, let's talk about that for a minute. We're one of the few people that have that capability. So what are you talking about when you say lateral line?
We refer to the lateral as the service line that comes from the customer's property address into the sewer main. And for the most part, on newer houses, they have clean out access that we can put a handheld camera down from that end and see a problem. But in the case that the pipe is broken or blocked, we can come in down the main with this machine and put the camera up the lateral service and be able to locate the problem from this end, and that saves a ton of time and money.
So I understand that can save a customer a lot of money in checking their own line on their side of the property. Under what cases would we actually do that? Because that's time consuming and expensive.
The policy in Glendale is that the customer is responsible for maintenance of the line all the way to the main, but when it crosses under the infrastructure, we bring equipment out to make sure we can remedy a situation so that contractors or the customer don't have to dig up sidewalks or streets. And a lot of times we'll find with this camera that it's a simple plug that can be cleaned out with a jetting machine, and it doesn't need to be excavated and dug up and fixed. We can locate specific problems to determine whether it's on the property side or whether it's under the right-of-way. It sends out a resonance signal that we can wand and find directly in the ground where it's sitting.
Right there.
All right, we're going to move from this here because it's going to go into the pipe and inspect this pipe. And we're going to move into the back of the truck. This very brand new, expensive, what, $50,000 truck?
The camera is about 50. The
Oh.
truck itself is about 320.
Oh,
Yes.
my goodness. We're going to move into there and see what you're seeing when you put this puppy down into the pipe. All right, folks, we're in this big, beautiful new truck, CCTV truck, and we're going to be looking at we're going to go down a pipe and take a look at it. But for the people who live around, what is the address again, Nathan?
7302 North 86 Lane.
Okay, all you folks who live on 86 Lane, we just checked your pipes. They're perfect. They're in great condition. Okay, Nathan, what are we looking at? And as we look at it, can you make the little robot move down the pipe?
Absolutely. This is the database system that is tied to the camera, and with it we record everything that's going on, and we have a coding system that the engineers and the administration can look at to determine where to apply their budgets the most efficiently at to either fix a poor pipe or rehabilitate.
Stop there.
Sure. That is a service line.
That's what I was going to ask. How come, we see different kind of pipe? This pipe really does look pretty clean.
It is.
But what would be the discoloration that we're seeing right now?
Debris and waste. The waste kind of mixes with grease sometimes and attaches itself to the pipe. There's always going to be a little bit of discoloration when it looks really heavy white. That's when it's bad grease and it's bad. But this one actually looks pretty good. So this is the pipe coming out of their house.
Can you actually go into that pipe too?
I can.
That might as well, just for.
And so this is our
Curiosity's
secondary
sake.
camera. And our secondary camera is inside their sewer line. So if they were to take a bath, flush a toy dinosaur, we would see it coming right at us right now.
And then what would happen to the camera?
Well, we would have to move, and then we'd call our hydro cleaning crew back to remove it.
Oh, really?
But the purpose of this camera is really to assess asset information. With this camera now, we can locate if there was a root intrusion in this pipe, if it was collapsed, if there was some type of problem with it. I can use my locator wand and find a specific location outside to where it is. We're getting that unique perspective we talked about before from the sewer mains perspective, and it saves a ton of money and time, and it's really a beneficial asset.
Now, these pipes are white. Does that mean that they're PVC pipes?
They're PVC plastic.
Do they last or no?
They last wonderful. They're great pipes. Most of the newer pipes, newer than 1995, will be plastic, and the older stuff is vitrified clay, which it sounds like clay pipe is brittle, but I've seen pipes that were put in the 50s that are still in perfect shape.
Really?
Perfect shape.
But clay, being an ex-potter, clay is porous, which means that it exudes a lot of moisture and attracts tree roots, doesn't it?
It does, and because of the way that the joints are put together, the tree roots will infiltrate through those joints, where plastic is coupled with a rubber coupler and two bands that cinch it down tight so the roots can.
So if you were to tell people, because you've got a chance now, tell them what to not put down these pipes.
Honestly, the worst thing is usually grease. Any kind of grease in the line will usually settle out and start catching things on the way back. The next biggest offender is the wipes. Any type of flushable wipes generally aren't flushable.
Kidding.
And there's been some lawsuits at the federal level where they've tried to remove the word flushable because they gum up the wastewater plants, and they just act as a catch. If you have a little piece of root in the pipe and the wipe hits it, it'll start backing up.
So like baby wipes, hand wipes?
Baby wipes, sanitary wipes, any type of paper towel or heavy napkin, those are best put in the wastebasket, because this system is gravity fed only. It's only going to flow down that pipe if something else is kind of helping push it. So,
you know, I could ask you 1,000 more questions, and I wish I had time to ask you 1,000 more questions. This has been really, really interesting, and I think people seeing how proactive you guys are is really, really important, because as far as I'm concerned, you're the invisible backbone of Glendale's system, and if you guys weren't committed and didn't do the jobs that you do every day, this city would be in big trouble. So, representing all the employees in Glendale, I want to thank you for the incredible job you and the crews that I've met today do in providing the water and making sure that we don't have problems with our water supply and wastewater supply. Thank you very much. That wraps up today's edition of Glendale Today. I want to thank you for watching. This has been Councilmember Joyce Clark, representing the Yucca District. And I just want to do a special shout out to all of the people who were involved from the Water Services Division to make this show possible. You know, it is these people, these invisible line people who work day in and day out, that we never give a thought to. These are the people who make sure that our water comes out of our taps and that our toilets flush without backing up. These are the people that make Glendale work.